Hey guys, Les here. Just at my own place here, doing a little bit of work. And by the way, I use Google Sheets for a lot of things. Why? Well, essentially, if your computer gets stolen, or if you're in a different place with a different computer, you have your friend's laptop. Oh, yeah. By the way, I never have the camera flipped around. So, because I'm not used to, it's hard for me to talk while watching myself. Although somehow today isn't that bad. But anyways, I need to keep a conscious eye, not to look at the screen, but rather to look at where the camera sort of is staring at me from, so we can make eye contact correctly, right? Anyway. Google Sheets is fantastic because if you have, if you're somewhere else, if your computer gets stolen, that's no problem. You can always access your information. The first thing I want to get out of the way is thanks so much for 1,000 subscribers. That's absolutely fantastic. I very much appreciate that. This is not the 1,000 sub special. That will happen. I'm excited for that. I don't quite know what I'm going to do, but something has to be done. Because I think the 1,000 sub thing is like a huge benchmark, I know people make various benchmarks, 500 or 5,000 or 50,000, but I think the two big benchmarks in life and business and YouTube, and this doesn't necessarily apply to if a biologist is doing germ counting or something, obviously, but I think it's 1,000 and I think it's 1,000,000. And in a way, if you can get to 1,000, you can get 1,000,000. I'm not saying this channel will get to 1,000,000 subs. I don't actually even believe that, so it probably won't because you got to believe it. But in business, I feel like, hey, if you can make $1,000, I think you can make $1,000,000. Obviously there's exceptions. That's not necessarily true, and it doesn't always work out. But I think those are the two huge, crazy benchmarks: 1,000 and 1,000,000. And it feels good to reach that 1,000 mark. Plus, the channel could be monetized at some point. I don't think I have the right, because you need 1,000 subs these days to get monetized, although they might change that, you never know. Because I used to actually be monetized a long time ago, and I just started the channel. I was doing hiking videos and stuff. And then they changed it that you need 1,000 subs and then you need a certain amount of watch time. So I don't think I have the watch time. Yeah, now that winter's coming, I might make more videos because I'll have more time. Although I'm still going to try to work hard in order to break even. That's really the plan for the winter time is, hey, let's break even. Because last year I was losing pretty much every month at least $2,000-$3,000 a month, just because there wasn't enough work. But hey, I'm gonna be in this for good, so I'm gonna be just hitting it hard. We should naturally be able to get more indoor events and stuff like that. We were doing construction tarps, insulated construction tarps, and I'm going to make exclusive videos about that. Maybe I'll go to some job sites and when I'm dropping them off. I do not install them. We just drop them off for construction companies just to make it simpler. Installing insulated construction tarps might actually be an ordeal. And also heaters. Insulated construction tarps and then heaters kind of really go hand in hand with that. So we're going to be pushing that. I'm going to be making calls to a ton of construction companies, stucco companies, paint companies, and just really pushing those tarps out because we want to get sales in the winter time. The goal will be to break even. I'm going to try to maintain one part-time employee. So I'll update you on that. And I'll naturally have more time to make videos. And yeah, so I'm going to throw some stuff out. I'll show you guys the insulated construction tarp stuff, and maybe we'll reach that goal of, hey, let's break even, because going into the winter, I actually have a bit of a bank, which has rarely happened in my life. I'm always sort of spending it, tax man comes, etc. So if I can maintain that bank in the spring, we'll be doing well. Plus, another plan is to really hit those hit those people who want the spring and summer weddings for 2020. I'm going to be sort of advertising really hard for that. I'm going to be adding a few interesting items like wedding arches, and a little bit of a decor. Nothing too complex, but like more items just so we can get more of those wedding clients to sort of put in their deposits. That ensures work in the spring and summer. It's already that schedule is already being filled up. Plus, those deposits also bring in a little money for the winter time. So, insulated construction tarps and heaters, push that really hard. Plus, trying to get a few deposits for spring and summer wedding season. That's the goal. So I guess you could say this is not a 1,000 subscriber video. This is more of an update video of how the business is doing. And the other thing, speaking of updates, is for the last 3 weeks or so, I've had 2 people shortchange me on invoices. And that it actually rarely happens. Most of the stuff we get is prepayments, so it is rare when it happens. And honestly, like, one shortchanged me $1,400. We did the event last year, so it's kind of strange. Like, why are you shortchanging me? Like, you seem extremely happy last year, and even this year, like, and you're shortchanging me? And the other person shortchanged me $200. And I've given them work before, and it's like, okay, so you want to destroy the relationship that we have, the epic relationship that we have. Like, I will never use you again. I've given them work again. Did I just mention that? And so I will not give this person work again, and I won't work with them. So, okay, fine, they gain $200 in the short term, but how much are they losing in the long term? It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, you're breaking the relationship for $200? Are you that petty? Are you that cheap? Honestly, it reminds me of my father. The guy is the cheapest guy ever, and which is why I'm kind of not the cheapest guy ever, because my dad was, and so it'll be interesting to see if my children are cheap, I guess. But yeah, it's the strangest thing. It's like, and by the way, we in my family, we got divorced. My parents got divorced really early on. It doesn't affect me. Don't worry. I don't cry about it. I actually do like my father. I like my mother. I acknowledge, hey, my father is very, very cheap, and he's not like he doesn't make exceptions to be nice either. I mean, he is the bare bones. It's crazy. Almost like, except I don't think I've met anybody cheaper than my father. Okay, now we're getting into too much personal stuff here. But the point is, like, you're not going to excel in business if you're screwing people over financially, especially people you were working with, people in the same industry. I'm not going to give you a positive energy, and to say, what do you mean? What does that mean, positive energy? Well, if I say sub-rent from other people in the community, like, I'm not ever going to recommend you or say good things about you. Like, I mean, the relationship is over. Like Kevin O'Leary says, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. And like, it's not a win-lose. I mean, it's a lose for you. Yeah, you might think I lose like $200, but you lose much more than $200. So, yeah, it's just shocking to me that someone would shortchange you, someone who you have a relationship with and that you'll do more business with, and they'll gain from you. And you're shortchanging. Like, if you knew these people, I'm not gonna call anybody out right now. That's not a smart thing to do. But I have given them absolutely top of the notch work, and then they shortchange me. Like, it's like, what just happened? And that's the one that did the $200, the $1,400 an event that we did last year. And like, we give them good prices, everything's honorable, and they're like, well, you sent us a quote 3 weeks prior to the event. We want to pay you with that quote. And I'm like, but you requested multiple changes after that time. It's like, well, we can't really pay you for that because we'll get like audited, and the auditors will wonder. This is literally what they said. The auditors will wonder why those changes, why it doesn't reflect the original quote. I'm like, what did you just say? What did you just say? It's the most silly, stupid excuse I've ever heard in my life. And yeah, so basically for that one, I'm just gonna go to small claims court. Obviously, the $200 is not worth it. $1,400, yeah, it's worth it. I'm gonna go to small claims court. Plus, it kind of teaches this event lesson, like, hey, please don't like. Why are you trying to take advantage of like a company? Like, what? Why are you taking advantage of us? Like, what? We like worked in the middle of the night. We slaved away in the middle of the night, to make your event happen. Like, look at your social media. You're so excited about how great the event went. We made that event possible. We made that event possible for you. So can you please like pay us? Because that $1,400 portion is pretty much our profit margin. So we would really appreciate the payment for slaving away. Anyways, guys, again, million billion thanks. That sounds like something my son would say. I very much appreciate the 1,000 subs. I hope we get to